Hey guys, this is SF, and it's been a while, and in terms of videos, but I've been a little busy and stuff. But a lot of people are asking about, of course, with NA being dead in August, a lot of people are converting to JP, and of course, they only started because you can't get transfers. So a lot of people are asking, of course, it is Japanese, and not everybody can read Japanese. So kind of go through what the UI stuff first. So let's start with the title. So I am on Android. Actually, whoops, I shouldn't have done that. But I am on Android, so bottom left you see the Android icon. Bottom right there was an orange button, which is basically for data restore and stuff like that. So one big thing that everybody doesn't get is this. You see there, if you get it, if you haven't rolled the monster shell thing, there will be a giant shell in the left. I already rolled mine, so there's that. So basically, you get a shell. You only get one roll. So right now, I already rolled mine at level 2, which means I can't roll anymore. So if you see like this bottom message here, then that means you have already rolled. If you don't see it, you see a giant orange button that says to roll. You do get a warning message. So if you accidentally push it, then you do get a warning pop-up to say to confirm. So basically, what this does is you play quests and you you raise the level of your shell. There are 4 different levels. So level 1 at 0 points. So you get it at level 1. You get a guaranteed 4-star matcher, 4-star hatcher monster. And there's no like drop monsters or anything from this. Level 2 at 800. You get a guaranteed 5-star monster. Level 3 at 2000. You get a guaranteed. It's a guaranteed 5-star monster with Jekyll and Hyde in the pool. It's not a guaranteed hatch of Jekyll or Jekyll and Hyde. And at level 4 at 4,000 points, it's Jekyll and Hyde and Rolf in the pool. Of course, they're not guaranteed. So most people would just roll at level 2 because you don't have to wait for that long to get to 4,000. So how do you get points? Points is based off of the stamina you use. So for instance, if you use 1 stamina, then you get 1 point. Of course, there's hardly any 1 stamina quests except for vultures. Vultures do count, I think. I think vultures count. It's the matter of using stamina, and you get at rank 3. So you start at rank 1, but once you finish a tutorial or 2, or some of the trials, then you'll get to level 3 and you'll see this. And the second way, so basically stamina, 1 point per stamina, and then if you're in co-op, then it is half of that stamina. So I don't think they round up. So if you're part of a 1 stamina vulture, then you get 0 stamina, and it's always the stamina for that quest. So for instance, let's say the 0 stamina quest. If you join into a 0 stamina quest, then the host will get 0 stamina, get 0 points for the monster shot, and then you also get 0 points from the shell hatcher. Second way of getting points is daily logins. You do 50. You get 50 per day, and it resets. I think it should reset at midnight Japan time. I'm not totally sure. I think it's Japan time. Everything resets at Japan time. Actually, daily logins is 4 a.m. Japan time for like the 50 points, but the shell point total that you can get is at midnight Japan time. So whatever time zone you are, then you just adjust to it. So basically, that's pretty much it for the monster shell, and of course, it comes by monthly. So you do get a guaranteed 5-star if you go up to the 800 to level 2 and you don't actually roll. Of course, always go for level 2 at least. And then whether you want to get a crack at Jekyll and Hyde or Ralph or any limited monsters, because every week they kind of rotate. They rotate the monsters in the level 3 and level 4 pool. It's always either limited monsters or exclusive monsters. So it could be Himiko, Alice, Harley X, and those types of monsters in that last 2 categories. Okay, next big thing that people don't know in terms of what Japan had and NA didn't have is the Hatcher. And then the top right, there's a green button called, well, I won't really call it anything. It's just Gacha Hatcher notifications. So basically, you see a bunch of Hatchers right now. And then when you click the orange button, it will notify you of when that Hatcher is actually coming. So first one is, of course, Legends, then Guardians, and then there's all these elemental ones. So, fire, water, wood, light, and dark. Next one is Monster Collections. And then next one is Colossal Hatcher. Then there is Tower Hatcher. Then there's Jade's Hatcher. Then there's Lady Hatcher. And then there is the 3 evolutions. So Evolution, Ascension, and Transcension Hatcher. And then the last one is for new event monsters. So you can always do this. And then if you see a new event series, then they'll also pop you a notification as well. Usually it's all these Hatchers that are in the game right now, unless they do something really special like an anniversary type of thing. So if you want to say when's the next Aqua Alliance, which is the Water Hatcher, then you click notification and then click the orange button, and then it will shoot you a notification when that Hatcher is up, in case you don't look at the official site for news or stuff like that. In terms of things that NA did have and JP doesn't have is the buyback. So there's no buyback, so that's kind of sad. But everything else is pretty much the same. There is a luck exchange. I know a lot of people don't really use it, but recently they added shards and stones into it. So a luck 90 monster, I think it's 2 monsters, I think. If you have 2 monsters that go up to 90, then you can do it for shards. And then I think it's 70 here. Yep, 70 is 100 stones. Color stones. They don't do max stones and stuff, I think. No, they don't do max stones. So sadly, there's that. Another thing that they didn't, that JP has and it doesn't have yet, is of course there's a special item. I think some people have noticed it when they're doing Colossals. This is for Colossals only. There is the guide for Avalon, there's the delay in Yuraikana, and now there's a sword item for Shambhala. And the second one with the gold berry is a guaranteed gold berry. Add 12k medals, and this medal, once you use it, when the boss drops, they always drop a berry, and when you use this medal item, then it will always drop a gold one. And then monster, there is plum. Before you have olive, now there's plum. So that's a lot of it. Mission wise, usually the missions are, of course, weekly missions, and for people that are really high up, like in the hundreds and stuff, then it's usually event quests. So any event quest at any difficulty, I think. So any like extreme or savage material monsters, then that'll do it. And then there is that very last one, which is always turtle quests. And then if you're in like the beginnings, like the under 50, I think they you get changed once you hit like a certain level point or something. It's usually event quests or daily missions, daily turtle quests or shell quests. So make sure you do that. Mission wise. Well, not the special mission wise, there is backups, there's a survey, and when you're starting up, then there is a Monsterpedia mission. So depending on the number of monsters that you get during throughout your play, then you get orbs or something, gourds or divine shells, and then that's basically all the beginner stuff, I would think. In terms of what beginners should do in the beginning, it's always the trials. Of course, after they finish rerolling or whatever, go to normals, shoot for the 6th, I think it's the 6th here, should be this one, where you will get a Sentry Dragon. I'm pretty sure a lot of beginners or veterans in NA know about this, is a Sentry Dragon, which basically, I'll show you in my monster box. Sentry Dragon, where are you? Sentry Dragon, here you are. So Sentry Dragon is a free max luck monster. It has a no gravity barrier and then a meteor shower for the bump combo. Strike shot is not that great, but it is a free max luck monster for anybody that's starting. So make sure you always do it. and make sure you always get it. And if you really don't really care about the collaboration right now and you use Hakusho, then you can just climb all the way to the top, all the way to the trials. You get divine shells. You can pretty much have all the materials you need to either evolve a monster or to transcend a monster, depending on the dragon gems that you need. Because some that requires 5, you won't get 5 dragon gems of one color throughout the trials. And make sure when you're doing bonuses in trials, then you always bring a genius monster. Ask a friend for a genius monster. Hopefully, a friend of yours will have a genius monster in their have a genius berry in their monster. In terms of starter libraries, of course, there's library and there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of quests that probably you have never seen before, even in JP, even in NA. In my opinion, once you get started with Sentry Dragon, then you should go for some easy monsters with no gravity barrier and with gravity barriers in there. So usually I would recommend people with Takayasha. With Takayasha, of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that she's a really strong no damage monster. And Sentry Dragon is a very good max luck for that, so you can always do him first. And of course, it always depends on what monster you rolled first, and in terms of if you re-rolled or what have you. So some easy ones that are still useful today is, of course, in the dark element is Takayasha. In the light one, there's always Ghoulie. And if you have no damage wall, then Jack is always a nice one that you have if you have a no damage wall monster. In terms of wood, yeah, you can always. I wouldn't really recommend Gigamantis that much, but people that have warps that are fire then would usually go for Yoshinobu. Just depend on, of course. This is for general basis. Of course, if you are really good at Monster Strike and you have a really good account in NA and know the ropes, then you can memorize, remember what good monsters are, and you probably farmed these guys before. So by all means, just adjust to that. But I'm just recommending stuff that are kind of relatively easy to make and still good later on. In terms of water ones, of course, Queen Butterfly is the natural monster. Some that are easy. I won't say a lot that are easy. Of course, K is kind of easy if you have a Gabriel, but usually you go for Queen Butterfly or maybe the Tiger. Fire ones, you can go for Sutir is relatively easy in terms of no gimmicks, no hazards. But that's pretty much it. In terms of if you want to fire no damage wall, then I really recommend Gremlin, but she's kind of annoying because there's blocks and stuff. And then for people that don't really care, that have a mishmash of abilities, so let's say you have Sentry Dragon and then you have a no damage wall monster, and then you have like a no war monster, like you have a lot of 5-6-star monsters, but they don't really mash up in terms of hazards. Then some easy ones that don't really care. Of course, I did say Surtur. Of course, Pine is one, and then Skillella. She's a no warp monster. Her Ascension is relatively nice. Pierce, no warp. Of course, her bump combo is kind of hard to use for beginners, but it is a tag laser. And then Shark Shot is a counter mode. But those are relatively the easy ones that want to get started. Really useful ones later in the mid game. So something that you really want to shoot for in later ones is usually the lethal quests, and that is Shikata Genji. Probably Shikata Genji is a very strong monster. Both forms are really strong. If you want a general use, then I will go for the Ascended form. And no guided barrier bounce. Strike Shot is an explosive X strike shot, homing 18 for the bump, and then speed up S for the sub bump. This basically replaces like Murasame for a lot of you. So although his dungeon is not that hard in terms of hazard wise, but it is kind of hard if you don't have enough damage. It is a warp dungeon, so bring no warp monsters. Some really good dark no warp monsters are Eclipse, and then some other ones you can go for Gilgamesh if you have Gilgamesh, Aladdin, But usually those are pretty much mid game because you need transcendent monsters a lot. You need a lot of transcendent monsters with Aladdin and Eclipse and stuff. So that's one to shoot for. Usually all the lethal ones are relatively good for to shoot for. Bell Joya 108 is also nice. The Ascended form is what I really like the most. A lot of people might like the evolution. They're kind of both the same in terms of damage, but I really like just that this doesn't require a lot of positioning and stuff, and it does have the extra slayer over the resistance. Fire. In terms of water ones, Sima Yi is nice. If you got Tokugawa Yoshinobu, then you can shoot for Sima Yi. Although Sima Yi is kind of hard in terms of like beginners shouldn't be going with lethals that much, but if you're really a seasoned veteran, just want to move, just want to shoot as fast as you can, then Sima Yi is also not bad. Fire has Mikumo, but I don't really like her that much. Dark has Valchika, but I don't really like him that much as a general use monster. So usually those are the ones that you should always, in terms of lethal, terms like mid game to late game, then those are really good ones. Water ones, I guess Jabberwock, but Jabberwock's dungeon is super hard for a lot of people. And then Wood has Pendulum, which is also super hard for people, so I don't really recommend it that much when you're starting out and you don't have the right monsters for it. So in terms of max lux, that's pretty much. There are max luck bonuses, and you get Hako at 30, Murasame at like 5, Muramasa at 9, and things like that. And then lastly, I'll just go over the option stuff. Some people might not notice a lot of stuff. So if you're Android, then the third one is a serial code. Usually you don't worry about it that much unless you have a friend that buys you magazines, monster magazines, monster strike magazines to you, and then gives you the code. Blue one is the anime code that you see in the JP version. The NA version probably doesn't show it, I think. Basically, you type in a code and then you get some rewards. I forgot what is this one. This week's one is called Tenshi no Yu. Always hiragana, and then you just press the green one, and then push the left orange button, and then you get a bonus. I forgot what this week's is. Let's check my box. Okay, number 6, and you get 2 more lives X, which is not a lot. Sometimes it does orbs, but it's usually like the first 2 episodes and stuff, like when there's something special out there. If you want Oragon, you can still get Oragon. I think I forgot which one it is. I forgot Oragon or something like that. I totally forgot. But I already done it before, so either way, you should. I'll leave it. I'll put it in the description bar. If you want to go for like Fenrir X or the OE version of Fox Metal, then I'll just put it there. Purple one is called Monster Strike Stadium, and I'll have another video about that later on. But it's basically a spin-off thing for any players that don't really care about moving on to Japan, but you still want to play some Monster Strike, then this is a relatively good alternative in my opinion. The green one is called X Flag Store. This is a real life thing, so you don't have to worry about it that much. But the news is that they're opening a real life X Flag Store in Japan for like permanently, and then something to add to your bucket list if you're going to Japan, in Tokyo, Japan, anytime soon. You can always go there, and then you can buy stuff, and then there's a cafe or something like that in there. It hasn't opened yet. It opens at the end of May, but something to keep track of. Option wise, there's not much. These are sound nicknames. So if you want to change your nickname, this is for fusing. So if you want to cut the fusing animations, then this is the one you go for. Video, I cannot use. I haven't recorded, so I can't even record using my device. So it kind of varies. Time rank, monster log. This is for colossals and impossibles in terms of timers, like the S clear timer type of thing. And then vibration. I don't really care about vibrations that much. So the last one is a resolution, is like a quality setting. So if you're going for lower, of course they will do less. There's three. Yeah, there's three. So if you go for lower quality, then you go for lower quality. Whoops. I had to restart because of the lower quality. But I guess we can see the change. It's usually the monster quality, not really much of the UI quality. So I put it to the very lowest setting. So what have you. So it's usually for phones that are relatively old and can't really have the don't have the horsepower to run Monster Strike smoothly. Let's see if there's any major change. I can't really. You can probably see the comparison if you actually do it. Yeah, it's kind of blurry right now. So sorry for people that really hate blurry stuff right now, but I'll be quick at the end. And for this last part, a lot of these things are relatively non-important. This one is for videos, so if you you can watch other people's videos. They're not on the in-game itself. You have to download either go online or download a separate app for it. Everything else, this is for stats. I think, yeah, these are stats. So you can just click the hexagon at the rank where your rank is, then you can do that as well. These are all the copyright and legal stuff. The very last one is data backup, and you have to use Xflag ID to backup. And then you have to do that process all over again. I'm not going to do it now. I'll do that later if I really want to. But everything is pretty much the same except for those stuff. So Monster Shell, hatcher notifications, all the options and stuff like that are a little bit different. And then, you know, event quests, the missions are a little bit different in terms of weekly stuff. And then there's surveys, and there's plays, and then there's Monsterpedia missions and things like that. In terms of Monster Box stuff, I don't think there's much different. They added a lot of features, a lot of sorting features or filter features in the recent update. So luck max, the max thing is seeing if the monster is maxed or not. These are filters. And then in terms of evolution stuff, so monsters that can transcend. The middle one is monsters that can transcend but haven't transcended yet. So I do have an Aroma, I have Teeny, and I have all these other people that can transcend but haven't been transcended yet. These are all base monsters that can transcend, that can evolve or ascend. And then the last one is basically all the evolved, ascended, or transcended monsters. Max luck, you know, that's easy. The rarity, so all the star ones is 3, 4, 5, 6. The second one is Bounce of Pierce. In terms of sorting, there's nothing much different than the original. So there is that. And then another thing that I guess the very last thing is that when you're converting to shells to divine shells and stuff, the cost is a lot higher in JP. So in JP, you need 100 color shards for one divine. So usually in NA it's 40, but right now it's 100. So the only ones I can convert my colored shards into is my blues and greens and not my darks. So be careful of that. And then of course there's melo changes and stuff like that, and there's no buyback in just like in NA. So if you have any other questions, then by all means comment below. But I try to keep it as concise as much as I can, and hopefully this will help you guys ease into the JP scenario a little bit easier, a little bit better. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.